Hey everybody, it's TF. Now, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the Bandai Tamashii Nations Robot Spirit Side EVA. This is going to be Unit 0, the Evangelion Prototype Unit 0, from the rebuild versions of Evangelion. And I haven't gotten to review this in a while. It's been out for a pretty long time. I think it was re-released, I think about a year ago from now, or it could be a little bit close to getting a year. But I've had this for a little while. I just haven't gotten to review it until recently. I did pick up Unit 2 recent. That one came out more recently, or at least was re-released. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, the rebuilds are on Amazon Video, so I need to get on them soon. All 4 of them are on there now, so I really need to get on it. And I really like Evangelion. It's one of my favorite anime series. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at this version here. We do have the top half of the packaging. I'm just going to go right into it to say Robot Spirits at the top left. It does say Side EVA. You get the figure in the box. In the background, there's also the figure pose there. And then on this bottom half here, it does say Evangelion Prototype 00, R number 270. A bunch of stuff about designed by Tamashii Nations, Bandai Robot Spirits, and Evangelion officially licensed product sticker, as well as a Tamashii Nations quality sticker, Tamashii Nations logo, and Bandai right there. You're pretty much going to get all that similar wording throughout the rest of the box, but on this side here, you do see just the figure pose right there. There's also some emergency symbols throughout the whole packaging, which I think is a really nice touch. On this side, same thing. It's kind of similar to the front of the packaging, where it's like somewhat of a silhouette type thing that you're going on with. Pretty much just, putting the figure in a similar color as the front of the packaging. This one here, it says Evangelion 2020 there. On the top, another image of the figure posed right there with a bunch of wordings you got earlier, like the R number, which is 270, and Robot Spirit Side EVA. Pretty much the same thing, too, on the bottom, where it says Evangelion Prototype 00, and the figure posed right there. Now, we get to the back of the packaging, and the figure's actually exposed right here on the back there. Let's get to you can see a little bit of the top half a little bit better. You see some of the accessories and some of the posability options and whatnot. It does say gimmick and options there. Bottom half here has a lot of stuff that I unfortunately can't understand, but we do have a bluefin distribution sticker right there, as well as I got this on Amazon, and the barcode's being covered by a sticker, sadly. Maybe you can make out the code right there. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. So here it is out of the packaging, and I think it's pretty good. I haven't really touched it that much. I need to play around with it a little bit more to see if I find any issues, but nothing so far. I think it's just as good as Unit 1 that I reviewed a while ago. I'm just a sucker for the OG series. Again, I haven't seen the rebuilds yet, but I wish they would have done a version that was in the blue instead of the yellow. I think that would have been cool. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories, then we'll take a close look at the figure. Here's the instruction manual. I'm going to say read it, because it shows off all the different accessories and how to use the different options. And if you own separate parts like Tamashii bases, like clear bases and whatnot, some of the stuff is compatible with that. So this being an imports figure, it comes with a lot of accessories. I left it all in the tray here for now, in case this is good enough for you guys when it comes to taking a look at the accessories. You could skip to this time code if you want to get right into the figure. Anyway, here are these flat hands. The EVA comes packaged with more relaxed open hands, but these are flat hands like they were sprinting or whatnot. Pretty much all these hands are going to be detailed and painted very similarly. We do have the yellow as well as these red dots on the fingers right there. And then there's not much paint variation going on the gray on the inside of the palm, sadly. I wish there was just a little bit. It probably wouldn't have looked nice or accurate to what we see in the movie, though. We do have the trigger hands. You could be ambidextrous with this figure, because this figure comes with a gun, which I'll show off in a second. We also have these clenched hands, very similar type of clenching that was with EVA Unit 1's figure, the opening the AT field and whatnot. So these are pretty good. You have these more posed open hands, just expressive, like trying to jump through stuff or whatever. There's a purpose for these. These are pretty cool. And then we have fists. So that's cool. We do have a good pair of fists. I really wish we would get some angels in this line. I think that would be really sick. Now on to some of the alternate parts, which I'll show off an image later of or maybe a couple images of these alternate parts on the figure. We do have these alternate shoulder pieces. So you'll pop the arms out, and then you can pop on these pieces right there if you wanted to. So I haven't seen any of the rebuild movies yet. I don't know the purpose of why there's some of these alternate pieces. I'm probably going to feel like an idiot once I start watching it, though. We do have an alternate chest piece here with some of the armor pieces, at least the white right there, sticking out a little bit. I got an image right here of what that looks like on the figure. It's pretty easy to remove for me, but I would still err on the side of caution when you're doing that. We also do have these alternate parts for the upper part of the leg. These are white instead of the figure being packaged with the gray ones. That's what this looks like on there. Looking pretty good. Again, don't really know the purpose of it right now. I'm sure I will, and I'll probably feel like an idiot. Don't worry, I'll hopefully be more prepared when I get to the other EVA figure reviews. We do have the knife right here. I think this is very much the same, or similar at least, to the one that EVA Unit 1 comes with. Very nicely detailed with some nice metallic silver, some nice red on there. We do have some black and brown on the handle, and a little bit of like, that looks like a very dark gray right there. Also, the other side looks like pretty symmetrical. We also have the rifle here, which I believe also came with EVA Unit 1. So I'm not really hating that they're doing the same mold and paint and whatnot. I'm pretty sure it's the same mold and paint. Makes sense, you know? They probably mass-produced these to all look the same. What else do we have? We have this clear piece right here. This is an adapter piece. So what you do is you stick it onto a Tamashii base, and then you plant the figure on the hook there on the bottom side there. And if you want to do some like jumping and running poses, there you go. You can do that easily if you're keeping this posed. You know, if you want to pose it running and whatnot. Here's a big freaking Gatling gun. I like it. It's very big. Has some movable parts right here, as well as the barrels rotating here. I wish we got some effects pieces. That would have been cool. It's got some darkish, like, it's very similar to what the type of color on the bottom of the knife here for some of the stuff like the barrel and the handle and the trigger and whatnot. And then it has a little bit of that gunmetal silver going on. This thing's a bit, it's pretty easy to rotate. As you can see, it's moving around on its own like it wants to. And then that's the gunmetal going around in other parts, which I think looks pretty good. Now these are, again, I really have no idea what the hell is going on here, but we have some handcuffs. These are cool. I'm sure you can make these work with other figures in your collection, not just EVAs. Again, I'm probably going to feel like an idiot saying that, since there's probably a specific reason why Unit 1 is handcuffed. Lost that for now. You got to see that a little bit better, hopefully. This is a separate piece right here. I believe you're supposed to plug something off around here, and you'll put this on as an alternate piece. You could put this on there too with that alternate piece, I believe. This is a cross. Again, got no idea what the hell's going on here. Looking good. This thing is probably fragile. Be careful. If you're going to mess around with it, you'll probably break it. And then, just like with Unit 1, we do have the umbilical cord. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. It's been a while since I've seen the actual original series, so please don't hate me. But if I get all the terms wrong, hopefully I don't. This thing's long, and it's also on a bendy wire. I'm trying to do it to where it's focused, so it doesn't look like a blurry image. But it came bent in the packaging. There's some nice red, as well as this like metallic blue going on here, and then some black, of course. There's the plug right there. Now you're gonna plug it onto the back of the figure. There's an area where you can plug it on there and whatnot, so it looks really good on there when you want to pose it with that. And that's what the bottom looks like on the base there. So you could, you want to, you can hide that somewhere when you're posing the figure without the stand, or you can, I believe, plug it onto a Tamashii base, and it can be compatible with that. So lots of fun stuff you can do with this figure. By the way, I was playing around with this part, and it pops off the thing, and I don't know why yet, but that's cool, I guess. And it pops right back on. So quick 360. I don't think I went too long with the accessories, I don't think. And I have the regular accessories that this was packaged with on now. And it's very much, you're going to be like, yo, this is just similar to EVA Unit 1. Yeah, that's kind of the point. But there are it's definitely, I am fairly certain if there's anything reused, it's in certain parts of like, maybe parts of like the arms here and maybe around here. I don't have the, I have it, I just don't have it on me right now. I don't have Unit 1 to compare right now. There's definitely some differences simply because they each have their own unique thing, like the head sculpts. And this part here, of course, with like removable, parts here and here, they're definitely going to be different. And this too. But let's go ahead and just talk about overall, the figure. We're going to start with the head sculpt. I have to raise this up a little bit and zoom in. I think that this came out awesome. Again, I just wish they did a blue version, even if it was some kind of exclusive. I would have gotten it. I think there's a rights issue for not releasing the original figures. They can only do rebuild stuff. At least we have them one way or another, you know. Ava figures are pretty cool. I just wish we had some angels to go with them. That'd be cool. Mass production Avas, is that whatever seals were in End of Ava? Those would have been cool, so you can pose with your Unit 2. So giving you a quick look at this head sculpt while I was digressing there. Really nice translucent piece for the eye with some gray and some black, as well as yellows, whites, translucent greens going on a bit in there. It looks great. I think it's done really well. No paint splotching in the red and whatnot, or the white. Separate neck piece here that does move with the, the sculpt and whatnot, looking really good. It's almost like a brownish color. We have some red, some crimson red now. In person, on camera maybe you're not going to see it that much, but in person, this yellow is painted where this is molded here, so it looks a little distracting, but not like horribly, I don't think. With some blacks on the back panels there, as well as this maroonish, brownish color there for where you plug in the plug. That's the, I think I put these on right. That is the this fin piece that can come off later. And then we have some nice green and dark red with some black there. Looking good. Looking good. I like the white too. I like how the matte black came out as well on these. The distinctness with the lines and panels and whatnot also looks fantastic, I think. I mean, you're not going to see like lines like right here, but around here and whatnot. Looking pretty nice. And you can kind of tell this is going to be a separate sculpt where the white meets the yellow, but it's hidden well enough, I think. In person, you can definitely tell a little bit more. Now we get down to the arms here. The gray, I just think is kind of plain. I think every other color besides the gray is fine. I don't hate what we have with the gray. I just think it's kind of plain. I don't know what else they could have done though, so I'm not gonna hate on it too much. I do like this little part for the arm that's yellow. I'm just mostly naming off what I see. I do like the distinctness that they have going on with this dark gray on the back panels there, on the spine, looking nice. And the black that goes underneath the sculpt for like the yellows here and whatnot, they're also done really well. Nothing really gets in the way of each other too much. Man, looking good. That's what the open hands look like. So you get to see what the outside looks like right there. Then there's this one. And now we have down to the bottom here with the legs. I feel like it's mostly molded in this color. That's what Tamashii does it really well, is that they may not have the greatest paint apps. I wouldn't say they don't have the worst paint apps, of course, but sometimes they don't use paint apps, I feel like. But the quality of how it's molded looks really good to where sometimes you don't need it, because like this white is molded like this and it doesn't really need to be painted. I think it looks fine the way it is. Getting down to the legs, there's what the back of the knees look like too. And I like the red that they got going on with some of the details around there too. On the red of the heels, that's what the bottom of the feet look like too. You get some nice details. That's what the top of the feet look like too, around the shins. Some black holes around here. So I don't really know what else there could have been. I feel like the most detailed part, of course, is the head sculpt. It looks great. Like the little red going on there too. You did get to see a 360, so I think you've seen a lot. And there's some other panel lines going on there. Nice curvatures in different areas that they were able to, sculpt in there. A little bit of some flatness here, and so that way stuff doesn't get in the way when you start bending the knee. Which leads me into the articulation. Lots of articulation. We've got a ball joint here. They can move all the way around. It can go a little bit side to side, which is giving me a little bit of trouble. This neck piece can move up on its own, and you can hinge up really far. Hinge down, and the neck can go forward really far too, like you could do with that one pose I showed off earlier. Lots of range of motion. We do have butterfly joints. Arms go all the way around. They do have an up and down method too. You have arms that go in and out like so. Lots of range of motion. Like I said, this piece can also, it's all like this slight ball joint, so it can pivot, go all the way around, whatnot. We have to do upper arm swivel there. And then we have I just think there might also be a swivel I mean, this is all one piece, so it doesn't really swivel. But I mean, it's swiveling. I thought there would be a separate one. I don't know why I thought that. Disregard. There's no extra swivel. I thought there was an extra swivel. There is one here though, at the elbow, and it can also swivel a little bit at this part of the arm. But that single joint, that just fell off. That could fall off pretty easily, but go on just as easily. That's as far you can get. I think that's fine. Maybe not perfect, but oh well. Swivel, hinge, another swivel at the hand. Lots of different areas where there's ball joints. Forward. That's the forward. Back. In and out. Really good forward. The back's not great, and the side to side's not great. But we do get a little bit of a swivel, even though it doesn't go 360. A bit of a drop-down method for the legs. Goes forward like that. And a bit in and out, but the leg pieces here get in the way unless you use the drop-down method, but then it doesn't look super natural. So splits, not incredible. We do have upper thigh swivel though. We do have double joint knees. And there's a bit of no, there's not really a swivel anywhere else around the legs. But we do have ankle swivel up here, going up into the white here. Hinge, forward like that. Down, pretty good. This piece also wants to hinge a little bit. I think it's a bit of a ball joint, so you can move around. We do get ankle rockers. Actually, this is classic pivot. Excuse me. Which is, I think, is good. And then we do have a toe hinge there. And one thing to mention really quick is that the knee pad here, just basically part of this knee, it does hinge forward and back. So for quick size comparisons, we have EVA Unit 1 there on the right. They're about the same height because they, from what I've seen, they are pretty much the same body molds and whatnot generally, which is fine to me, honestly. And on the left, we have the Gundam Universe RX-78-2. Those are actually bigger scale than the normal model kits, so this is going to be shorter than the EVAs there. You could tell how much the the 1/44th scale model kits are going to be probably compared to the EVAs. Now, on the left, we have Satoru Gojo from SH Figuarts, and on the right, we have Marvel Legends Retro Collection Spider-Man, which is actually going to run a little bit shorter, with the EVA in the middle. Of course, it's not going to be in scale at all. I'm just doing a general size comparison. So overall, pretty well done figure. I really dig it, actually. It comes with a really good amount of accessories. Again, I haven't seen the rebuilds, but I assume this version here comes with pretty much everything you need. There is a separate pack that comes with a sniper and a few other accessories, including the shield from when they fought one of the earlier Angels. And if you need that, if you have Unit 1 and Unit 0 here, then that's probably going to be perfect for you for that little addition. But there's also, this figure's just really nice too. Again, I might be a little bit more of a stickler for the blue since I like the original series without watching the rebuilds yet. But it's still a really well done figure. Not much for me to hate on. Yeah, I can't find much. Some things don't impress me all that much, like the fact that there's not that much actual paint. It's mostly molded in plastic, but at the same time, I think they did a really good job with the molded plastic, because it doesn't look bad. That's one thing, sometimes when it's molded plastic, like with Marvel Legends and whatnot, and not actually painted, it kind of looks like crap. But here, really good. You can tell this is a premium product. All the accessories, articulation, detail sculpting that goes all into it is pretty nice. Maybe it could have come with a Tamashii base so you can use some of the accessories and display pieces properly, but oh well. It's about $70 right now on Amazon. Last time I checked, I got mine for a little under 60 when it was on sale, I think around the end of 2020. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. I'm going to get to Unit 2 review soon, and see you guys later.